Hello everybody, Megazard X here, back at it again to give you another very exciting video. And for today, I'm going to be dropping and releasing my part 2 of my review discussion for Paper Mario and the Origami King, along with my friend Silver. Now, if you hadn't already watched my first part review over Paper Mario and Origami King, you can look down in the description box below. I will provide a link there, so you can go ahead and click that link now and go ahead and watch my first part, and then come back and watch this second part once you finish the first one though. And we'll be picking off right where we left off from the first part, starting with the green streamer right now. Now moving on to the green one. Okay, this is where stuff really started to pick up, especially plot wise in terms of the story element stuff. And
yeah,
you know, right off the bat, you get brought to, it almost looked like heaven, I ain't gonna lie. Like, that's originally what ran in my mind, was like, was this supposed to be like Nintendo's thought of like a heaven? Because like, you literally had all these toads, they were just wearing diapers or whatever though, and they were like wearing, I think it was something white related on their shirts or whatever though.
Yeah,
and then I was like,
they were
angels.
angels.
I was like, yeah, angels, yeah, that's what. And then I was looking in there. Oh, and you know what? Maybe, and this also kind of reminded me back with Super Paper Mario, because it was like a sort of kind of like a underworld and like a heaven or like above world thing that was in, you know, part of Super Paper Mario. So I think that's what this area sort of kind of reminded me of for one part. So that's probably what I was originally thinking though. But then you figure out this is just a relaxation place for hot springs, and I was like, dang, I was like, what's up with RPGs? Like, literally almost every RPG you play now.
With hot springs.
With hot springs. Yeah. It's like, if you ain't got hot springs, you ain't an RPG no more. And I went back and literally thought, I was like, wait, Xenoblade, my Xenoblade Chronicles, Xenoblade 2, and I was just going through certain things. I was like, dang, they ain't wrong, man. Ain't wrong.
Dragon Quest.
I was like, Dragon Quest 11S has one too, and I was like, you got it. You kidding me?
Well, literally, nearly all of the art.
I mean, Fire Emblem Three Houses has one too. I'm like, yeah, but go on.
Yeah, this is because, well, the hot springs are the reason why I do like the free streamer.
But yeah, honestly, I really did like that whole thing with what the goodness, I can't even think right now what the green streamer actually did with the hot springs and stuff, and then going around with Bowser Jr., who basically, oh shoot, okay, so we knew that the final boss for this area was going to be a scissors boss, and he literally came up in there and cut Bowser Jr. in half. Literally had the black and red animation thing, everything, like the Persona, you know, death theme or whatever. I was like, bruh, what the freak, they killed this man. Like, he barely showed up, and he was like, I'm gonna go save my dad, and then he died, and I was like, oh dang. And then Kamek's like, oh shoot. And then he's like, well, we had to go around to these different hot springs to put them together, unfold his wrinkles, and get rid of all the dirt and stuff like that. So honestly, it was sort of kind of cool going around between all them hot springs though, but then jumping back into that one area that was sort of kind of like a foresty kind of jungle area with the chain chomps, and we were talking about, you know, which direction should you go, whether you follow Kamek or Bowser Jr. or Olivia. I did not know that if you choose the wrong path, you get ate by a chain chomp, and that is it. I was like, what the heck?
I was surprised too. I thought I was just losing health, but yeah, you just get an instant game over.
Was that with every single? Wait, that was every single option you did, or
no? You get three phases. You get 3 phases, right?
Yeah.
In the first phase, nothing happens. If you chose the wrong path, you just go back to where you were first. But in the second and third, that's where you die.
Dang. Okay. That's crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I think the first one, well, you know what? No. I think I was a little bit different, because this is what I did. The first phase, I was about to go with Olivia, but then I chose Kamek. And then the second time, I think I went with Olivia, but then a chain chomp fell down from the ground or whatever though, and I ran far enough to where he got stuck underneath a tree limb, so I didn't die.
Oh yeah. No wait, my bad. You only die during the third phase.
Okay, the third one. Okay, so you didn't choose on the third one. That's it. Okay.
I just went for Olivia all 3 times, but yeah, you only die at the third phase. My bad. Yeah.
So yeah, if you want to play it safe, you choose Kamek 3 or whatever though. Yeah, and then the one where it really mattered, yeah, I actually did choose Kamek again. So I didn't really suffer that much though. So yeah, it was pretty cool to see that though. And there were some moments where it was like where you were running, and there was one point where you had to grab onto like a vine or whatever though, and you literally had to chain chop running from behind you. I was like, it was like one of them slow mo moments right there. Like I found that to be pretty cool and pretty funny, kind of seeing that play out though too.
Yeah.
And I'm like, Kamek, bro, like you literally gonna run off and not tell me you got this big old massive chain chomp chasing down my butt like that? Like, bro, you gotta give people some heads up. And then he explains that, and he's like, well, you know what? I'm trained to run, so that's how I've been living all these years. I was like, dang, you coward, but okay.
Yeah, I did enjoy the jungle area. I find it pretty fun.
Yeah,
especially when you have to climb up that tree, where you have to go to the big hot spring.
Mm-hmm. Oh, and then that kind of reminds me. Oh, wait, go on.
Which when they showed the big tree in the trailer, I thought it was at night, but it's during the day. Which is weird. Maybe they changed it, or I don't know, because it really did look like it was night time in the trailer.
Huh. That's pretty interesting. And what was it? Oh yeah, and then there was one part where I think where you try to get to the final rainbow hot spring during one actual moment, and there was like a game show that the Shy Guys actually hosted, and I was like, bro, I was like, that actually was pretty fun. I ain't gonna lie, but there were some bogus challenges that was up in there for those 50 point rounds. Like there was one with the hot spring, and if you happen to land on the one that was worth 50 points, at first it was like, oh, okay, you can count them as they go in, count them as they go out. Then they put fog on there. I was like, that ain't gonna be no issue though. But then they literally put 5 in, and then they throw a couple more and then throw 3 out. It was crazy, and I was like, bruh, I was like, okay, that right there kind of felt a little bit bogus though. And then not only did you have to remember what they actually did in the challenge, you have a certain amount of time to actually make certain numbers add up or subtract to give you the actual number that actually happened within that. At least for that particular one. Then you had other ones where it's like watch the person, or watch the race, who won or what place. It was pretty fun.
I really liked the game show, but that was, like you said, watch the person. I had a hard time with it. But the one where they go into the hot spring was really easy, because I did finish the level 3 one, and the race was really easy. But I did not enjoy it with watch the person, or how many toads are here and stuff. So I don't like that. I did not enjoy that at all. Which comes to the bonus round. Did you do the bonus round?
Yeah, I did the bonus. At first, I was thinking, because the way how they worded it, they were like, you know what? If you don't do it now, you got to start back over from the beginning. And I was thinking way back to the desert theme with that Shy Guy. It's like, hey, you know what? If you don't do this now, you're going to lose. I was thinking they were going to give me a game over if I didn't, because they were talking about they themed it something like I can't remember what the theme was, but it was like
the pop theme Olivia sang.
It was something like the Deadly Challenge, or the All in, it was something where it's like, death, or it's a deadly challenge or something like that. Like either you survived or you didn't. You were gonna get a game over, or you were gonna get the whole thing though. But yes, I did do that bonus round, and I was scared for my life, because they literally pulled something back all the way from the second streamer, and I was like, I can't remember what that man said, and I literally hit the home button, and I literally paused for a second, and I was like, ain't no way I'm going through this whole game show, especially counting them gosh darn toes again. I mean, I'm not doing it. And I thought real hard about it, and I was like, you know what? I saw the word and it was color coded, so I'm gonna choose the same number that was color coded with it. And I was right. And I was like, oh, thank goodness.
Mine was about Olivia. So
wait, what? Wait, they do give different ones?
Yeah, because mine was a reference to the Yellow Streamer. When Olivia sang her pop theme, there was one word missing, and I had to guess the word, which was a flame.
Wow. Okay, so yours was that, and mine was, that old Toad from the second streamer, when he sung that one song when he was floating down the river.
Yeah, that one.
It was that song, and they said put that one word there. So I didn't know they actually did do different stuff. That's interesting. Yeah,
Yeah, they
that stuff
did.
you wouldn't have known unless you do like what we did and actually talk about the game. I didn't know they had little stuff like that. Huh?
Yeah, yeah. So after you go to the colorful hot spring, Bowser Jr. is restored, right?
Yeah. He's fully restored, and then from there you could either go straight up to the
Yeah,
the middle boss,
Bowser's.
or
But
you
yeah,
could go by foot. And I was like, wait a minute. I went automatically, and then I shut my game off. I was like, dang, I saw a collectible back there in the back corner, or something. And then I shut it off, and then I restarted it back up because I wanted to go get that though. But then that reminds me, we didn't talk about this one little thing, which happens to show up a lot in the different areas. Them coffee shops, though. I was like, I always went up into every single coffee shop because I was like, you
yeah,
never know what
yeah,
kind of interesting dialogue you were gonna get. And
yeah.
and one of
True.
my favorite ones was well, I think there was like two different moments within two different ones. There was one where you sat down and there was a tiny Goomba, and he was like, "Hey, you know what? I need a cup of coffee." And then the what was it? I think it's the turtle dude. I'm not even thinking the name of the enemies right now.
The big Koopa.
Yeah, the Koopa. There we go. A Koopa, and he literally put down this big old massive mug. I was like, bruh, that's like when you had like one of them rough days, like you had one of them days. You need to have that much coffee.
Yeah, yeah.
So I was seeing that tiny little mushroom, and then seeing that massive old cup, and I was like, dang, bro. And then all the tiny other little mushrooms hopped up in there and started drinking it all up. And he's like, dang, we're probably gonna need a bigger one. I just started giving out a good chuckle because that was pretty cool right there, though. And then there was one other one where it was like, you went in and you bought a regular cup of coffee, and then it was like nothing really happened. And I was like, what the heck? And I sat back down, and he said, hey, you want to have a regular cup of coffee? And I clicked no. And then it's like, oh, so you want one of our special cups of coffee? And I was like, oh. So I clicked yes. And then literally Birdo shows up again. I was like, what the freak? And then blows you a kiss and everything and put on that show. I was like, bruh, get this thing away from me. I was like, I wasn't ready for that. That was pretty funny though.
Yeah, true. I do like those coffee shops. I really do. And the dialogue is really interesting. And the music is great.
Yeah, so that was like one of my little personal highlights. So I was always kind of looking around to figure out when their next coffee shop though.
Yeah.
So that was the one little thing I did right before going to that middle boss. And oh shoot, that middle boss, that was the best theme in the game right there. Man, I was like, there's the bop tune, there's the bopper, and there's the bopist. And for me, the bopper was that whole punch theme boss music. And for me, what the bop is, oh man, it was this one right there. Because y'all got to listen to this right here, though. But man, I gotta say, oh shoot, that one right there, I was like, oh gosh, I was digging that one so much, and it kind of got on my nerve a little bit because he had like little minions that actually picked up part of the
they were annoying.
The magic circles that you really needed, and it's like, dang, you had to put damage on them and put damage on the main person that actually had the who was actually the real boss that you need to put the thing down on.
Yeah, the sumo bro.
But yeah, he was a pretty cool boss, and you had to kind of shake up your tactics a little bit though. But yeah, he was a nice little middle boss because I think he technically counted as your Vellumental boss because we didn't really have a Vellumental boss on that fifth one. So he technically took the spot of that one. So he was pretty cool in that regard.
Yeah.
But what did you think?
I did like the boss. I do like the boss. Good theme. I love the mechanic where you have to beat those three first and then go after them. I did not use the Fire Elemental. I just used the Earth. Or what was the Earth?
Yeah, the Earth one allowed you to dodge the electrical attack.
I only used the Earth Elemental and that's it. I did not use the Fire Elemental.
I think the Fire one would have done massive damage to everybody, but you wouldn't have stopped that special move I think he was gonna do. Yeah,
because they're weak to fire. So the Fire Elemental was more of an easy mode. But no, I just used my Earth Elemental and attacked them.
Yeah.
They weren't hard. They were pretty easy. You just
Yeah, it
had to
wasn't
get
hard.
those
It just took a
thing
little
that.
time to get, kill the certain ones to get the
Yeah,
magic circles to pop up. But yeah,
and then you get into the Bowser Castle, and then all minions fight each other, right? Like the origami minions and the normal Bowser minions, which
oh,
I thought was nice.
that was funny right there. Whenever they walked up in there, and then Kamek was like, "What the freak, y'all up in here eating all my food?" And then literally everybody turned over there and gave him that death stare. I was like, "Kamek, bro, we trying to sneak up, and all we have to do is literally walk past them. They weren't gonna pay us no mind." And then he opens up his big old mouth, and then you got all these people turning on him. And I was like, "Thank goodness he gave out an intercom message to all of his troops and saying, 'Hey, we're gonna raid the castle now.'" And I was like, dang. But during that moment, though, I was starting to feel the action because it was from that moment onward where you started going up on the climax in terms of the story because it didn't miss a beat
Yeah,
moving from that point forward, though.
yeah, for sure. I do think that the Bowser Castle was pretty creepy. The one with the black
Oh
stick.
shoot! Oh shoot! Don't even get me
Yeah, that
started
was
on
really
that.
creepy. And then you get the second boss of the area, the one where you have to play Rochambeau, rock paper scissors,
Oh
which is
yeah.
it was nice, but I'm not good at rock paper scissors, so I had a hard time beating that boss.
Oh yeah.
Really hard time.
Yeah, because just thinking back to those paper enemies, that kind of freaked me out for like a split second. I was like, "What the heck was that thing?" Like he
Yeah,
looked
they
like the
were
Slender
creepy.
Man or something. I was like,
Yeah,
I ain't ready
yeah,
for this." And I was like, "Oh
yeah,
shoot!" They just swiped Kamek and then they swiped Olivia and then leading to that boss of what you said with the rock paper scissors. I was feeling that battle, and I think there was a trim with it. Like I think it was literally like whatever hand he was holding. There was like three different phases to him. It was like the first one was like he would hold like a scissors or paper or like a balled up fist. You just had to choose whatever was effective against it, and I think you would have won that round if I'm correct. And then I think the second
yeah,
one after that, he switched it up on you. So like he might have had a paper handout though, but if you chose rock, he was actually gonna. I'm trying to think about this right. If he had a paper hand and you were thinking, oh, I'm gonna choose scissors to beat him like the natural way, he actually turned around and actually used scissors again on you. So basically, if you chose the thing that would have had advantage over him right before you clicked the button
yeah,
to go into the circle, he was actually going to choose the what was actually strong against it. So you have to think two steps ahead. So if he was using paper, he was going to naturally turn his thing into scissors that would have beat his own paper. So you actually have to choose the item that was actually weak to it. So if he chose paper, you have to choose rock. So you know naturally paper would have beat rock, so you would have lost. But it's because he would have flipped it to scissors, your rock would have beat scissors. And I think that was the trend with the second one. And I think the third one, I can't remember if there was a third one or not though, but that was pretty much it for me.
yeah. And then when you beat him, Olivia comes out, and then the best moment in the game, the best story moment, is where she hugs Mario. It was so cute, and she hugs like so hard. Mario just got like she pushed Mario to the door.
No, push is an understatement. She literally slammed that boy against against
Yeah,
the
she
wall.
slammed. Yeah,
I was like, bruh.
like she was like, "Yeah, you saved me," and stuff. It's so cute, and then I do love the relationship between Mario and Olivia. They were more of like brother sister, or I don't know, brother sister, boyfriend girlfriend.
No, it's
I
not
s-
boyfriend girlfriend. It's more like brother
yeah, I mean
sister or cousin or
it's
something like some
I'm
kind of
I
family bond.
yeah, or a friend, best friend. It's the same like Yui. Yui was Mario's best friend in Color Splash, and I don't know about Olivia, but she did have a kind of crush on him during the theater part and during the grade C part. So I don't know, but and when you arrive at the final part of Bowser's Castle, where the scissors is located, I thought we were going to fight the scissors right away, but no, you get another fight, which this means that the area, the green streamer, has four boss fights.
Because the first one was the middle boss. Then you had the paper black thing, and then it was the scissor boss. What was the fourth one?
The one, no, before the scissors boss, you have the Koopa thing. where comic is on the face.
Oh, the paper mache boss. I was thinking about like the traditional battle with the ring system. Oh, okay.
No,
I
no.
see what you're talking about. Okay, I get you.
Meaning that the green stream has 4 bosses. But I already had a feeling because in the trailer we saw uh, there was one boss we were missing. So I was like, wait, is there another area in the game besides the final area? Because I assume that the final area has King Ollie as a boss.
Mm-hmm.
But no, but like when you face all the scissors, he had one move, and that was if you broke his shield.
Yeah, it's sort of kind of like a
You're
safety scissors thing. Yeah.
Yeah. So if you broke his shield, you're gone. Like he has a one-hit KO move every time.
Now let me tell
You
you
had
my
to time it
experience with
right. Yeah.
Yeah, because with me, I remember because he said, "Don't break that thing, no matter what." And then, the way how he's flipped and oriented will determine whether or not you need to jump on top to avoid the shield, or you need to hammer him directly. So I was doing really good, and then I messed it up because I think I used 1,000-fold arms whenever I thought it was a good time to do it, and then it cracked this whole shield, and I was like, "Oh no!" And he's like, "Oh yeah." The gloves are coming off. We about to throw down now, Mario. And I could just tell he had that one. I could tell the way how he was scissor snipping. Like I could tell he was like, if he managed to give me once, that was gonna be it. I did at a life shroom, so I knew I would be able to get brought back one time if I messed up one of these jumps. And I was doing real good. I ain't gonna lie. He probably had like 20% of his health left, and then he finally got me where I jumped.
Same.
I jumped. He psyched me out, and then when I landed, then he came down and got me. I was like, "What the freak?"
Yeah.
And then I was
he was
like,
really challenging.
And I was like, that was the one that actually killed me because he got me somehow on some other regular one. I just did a bad timing though, but that one I just said, that's the one that really ended my game. And I was like, dang. So okay, now I got to go the whole game without having to break his shield or whatever though. So I did it the second time through, and I did good, and he's like, "Oh, you know what? The shield's coming off anyway." I was like, "Bro, what the freak?" And then I figured out that technically, if you froze the dude with the ice elemental, then use the earth elemental to flip him over or whatever, though, that's how you stop him from doing his deadly combo. So then you don't have to worry about that no more as long as you're hitting the magic circles right. I was like, I was doing that battle the hard, long way at first before doing the magic circles, and I was like, dang, but that's what you basically did too.
I did not use the earth elemental. I just only used the ice elemental, and then used the 1,000-year-old the 1,000-fold arm or something. That's all. I did not use the earth elemental. I kept fighting him with his one-hit KO move.
Dang, that's messed up.
Until the end.
That's messed up.
Yeah. But I did enjoy the music of the fight, and I do like his personality again. And then you unlock Bowser.
Yeah.
Free Bowser.
Yeah, because I think the second you're done with that, that thing, then you free Bowser, and then this is where the action started to pick up a lot more with the plot. Because then it's like, okay, you know what? We got all the streamers down at this point. Now it's time to go to Princess Peach's castle, which is on top of that mountain. So there was like no easy way to get up there. But then Bowser's like, hey, you know what? I got this airship. And it was this funny little moments, I think, between that where he was like, you know what, my dad's been working on this thing for forever though.
Yeah.
He was talking about him making these payments on it. I was like, bruh. And then, oh gosh, that one moment where you're going up to the top and then you have all these paper airplanes coming down and you have to shoot them down.
With the bob-ombs.
Yeah, with the bob-ombs, which honestly, that was funny with Olivia saying, wait, Bobby, you're back. I'm like, wait a minute, I'm confused. There's like several of them. And I was like, dang, this girl really is innocent. And it's like she almost sort of kind of forgot or put it behind her.
She says like, you're all Bobby to me.
I was like, bro. But that one segment with the invading Peach's castle was pretty cool. I did mine with gyro controls. Did you do yours with stick or gyro?
The first part, like the first 30% of the game, I used gyro control. But when I arrived at the yellow stream, I just used normal.
Oh, okay. So anytime you use like the 1,000-fold arms, was it just like mash the A button over and over and over?
Yeah, I mashed the A button, but I felt like it was slower compared to gyro control.
So pressing the button you felt was actually slower than a gyro? Hmm.
Yeah, I thought it was slower, but it may be the same. But I don't know. It felt slow to me.
Interesting. But I did mine with
Yeah,
gyro, and it kind of added like an extra little sense of immersion. I was like just trying to nail that stuff up so much. I don't know. I felt like I was really part of. I feel like they did a really good job with all the stuff that they incorporated the gyro, which I was playing with my pro controller on my TV for the whole entire length of the game. Now, if you were doing this in
yeah,
handheld
same.
mode, it probably would be a little bit difficult to do the gyro, especially the thousandfold arm attacks. That would actually probably be kind of rough.
Yeah,
Imagine shaking your thing and then you just throw it on the ground. I imagine I probably would have done it if I would have played in handheld mode with the gyro. But honestly,
yeah.
yeah, that paper airplane thing was pretty cool though. But did you have anything to say on that?
No, I don't know. I enjoy that. Enjoy those little parts of the game, side parts like going to the boat and being on the airplane and fighting the other paper airplanes, which was nice. I got some Bobby vibes from it. Like every time I blew up a bomb, I was like, "Oh, rest in peace, dude." So every time I'm gonna fight off a bomb in a Mario game, I'm gonna be like, "Damn it, dude, you're gone."
Dang, that's messed up.
Yeah, but yeah, that's nice. Like Bobby did make a huge impact on the game.
Hmm. So then I guess that leads us all the way up until the moment where we crash into the side of the thing. And I like those little moments where it's like Kamek was trying to make a sacrifice and kind of keep the paper mache and
Yeah,
stuff while you're trying to escape from like this bubbling lava infested area in the volcano. And then like Bowser Jr. even said, you know what? It's been a while since I had a good brawl. And he jumps up in there and tries to beat up as many things. And you see Bowser off in the distance. And he's like, "No, son." I don't know. I found, and you see Bowser Jr. going down in slow mo into the crowd or whatever. I don't know. I just found like little moments like that to be pretty funny though. I like that though.
yeah,
And then you have
yeah.
Bowser and Bowser and Mario shoot up, and then we finally managed to hit Princess Peach's castle though. And I've been doing a lot of the narrating though, but I'll let you take it from here. So what comes next?
So then you arrive at Peach's castle, obviously. Uh, Luigi comes in with his card saying like, "I did not find the key and stuff," but apparently the key to Peach's castle was in his car. So
Now that's one
that
thing I
was
was looking
that
at. I
was
was like,
such
wait a minute.
that
There's no way that
that
was in there the whole entire game, the whole entire time since the very beginning of the game. I don't think that was, but
that was such a bro moment, dude. So you get into the castle, and then the same thing happens when Peach like comes out from the door. She says like, "Follow me." And then you follow her. You get out of the castle. The castle changes to an origami castle, the same castle that we saw in the House of the Origami Craftsman, where Olivia and Queen Audie were created. So, what did you think of the castle? Because I do really, really love the scenery with the blue vibe.
now I did honestly like it so much, and I think the one thing that sort of kind of helped enhance that final stretch of the Origami Castle was the fact of the matter that the overworld music was the same music that went into the battles. So you never had an like abrupt change of music. It was all flowing as
Yeah,
one thing. So I think that sort of kind of helped with the immersion a little bit more within that final thing. Like, you're making that final push and you're trying to get from the beginning of the castle to the very end where the Origami King was at. So it was just that triumphant, like, I'm almost there. It's time to ready up and it's time to finally throw down against the Origami King, save everybody or whatever though. So in that sort of kind of aspect, I really did like it. And you had different things that were sort of kind of to the side, like whether he had these little mount things that were kind of coming over your path, or the Origami King was constantly showing up and making your path a little bit more difficult in order for you to reach
yeah,
which was honestly really cool.
yeah, yeah. And then you get through, and then you fight off the stapler.
That stapler though, I'm like, bruh. I was like that, and then Bowser turns around and said that was the thing that put me up, and I was like, oh, so this
Yeah,
was the strongest out of all of the paper crafting utensils that essentially were, you know,
yeah. And you saw him at the beginning part of the game where you saw Bowser stuck underground, well, under Peach's castle. He
hmm
gave the orders to the origami minions. So I wish that he got his own area, like a snowy area or something, but mm, whatever. It
I mean,
was nice.
it sort of kind
The
of
battle was
worked.
not hard.
It sort
The
of kind
battle
of
was
worked.
not hard at all.
Yeah. Well,
Uh,
I think that boss beat me one time because I didn't know at first that you needed to step on him and eliminate as many staplers as possible.
yeah,
Because if you didn't do that, there was like one move, like he kept upgrading stuff from the standard stapler to the red stapler to the gold stapler. And there was one
yeah,
move where he charged it up, and if you didn't knock out enough of those staples, he was going to one shot you. Even if you had maximum health, he was going to one shot you. And that's what got me. And I was like, dang.
yeah. And when you finish him off, the final showdown begins, which is King Ali. But you see Peach behind him as a, well, as a sort of souvenir.
That was messed up
which
seeing her.
which was really, yeah. I thought that was sad, like seeing Peach like that as just souvenir behind his throne, which makes me hate Kigali. And then I did go into the boss fight with high expectations, to be honest, because Paper Mario always had those great final showdowns.
Mm-hmm.
And one thing that surprised me is that this boss had 3 phases instead of your typical 2 phases in Paper Mario. So that was nice. You get one normal, usual boss fight, then you get those overworld type of fight, and then the final one, the third phase, is the puzzle aspect of the game. So they spiced it up a bit, which I like.
Yeah, it's something I pretty do like quite a bit, and I guess just breaking them down with that first phase. So the first phase was pretty traditional, and he was basically using a bunch of elemental stuff. So I was like, oh, okay. So I was trying to remember the first one I think he did was the turtle, and
no, it's different. It's different. It
was it? I mean, for me,
yeah,
well, that was the thing
random.
I noticed. Well, that's the thing I noticed is I played it once, and he did too much damage to me or something like that because I didn't grasp the concept of what I was supposed to do. So I started the game over and restarted it again, and he got the same exact turtle one again. So that was 2 times in a row I got the same turtle. So it made me think, okay, maybe turtle was the obvious automatic first one. Was the turtle the first one for you?
Yeah, the turtle was the first one.
Okay, so at least we know for a fact that, okay, the turtle was definitely the first one. And, like, you had to freeze him. Then I think you use your 1,000-fold arms to flip him upside down and crack him or whatever, though. And then, that eliminated the first round. I think the second one for me was it I think it was the ice one? I think the ice elemental was next. No, the water elemental. The water elemental, which he was different from the first one because those water vortexes that will splash away your tiles. Well, now they're removing, so you had to time out when you were actually going to move with just the right timing, and that kind of goofed me up a couple of times, but I managed to get past him. But then I figured out, I was like, wait a minute, if you time your attacks just right, you could have technically beat him within the first 2 elemental stuff. Because he only had a very small sliver of health left. Oh, and they made this boss a little more difficult because the fact of the matter that if you waited or hesitated too long, he could actually gain health back.
He replenishes. Yeah, he replenishes his HP.
So that in itself sort of kind of made it a little bit more challenging. So it's like, you know what, you need to come up with a game plan fairly fast and then just, move forward with that or whatever.
Yeah.
And then the rest was almost history. Like, the rest of it wasn't that bad. So it's like the first time I was sort of kind of getting adjusted to it. And then the second time I went in guns a-blazing and I finished that match. However, I did not know that was basically the one and only time throughout this whole entire thing where you could use your bonus your 1-up mushroom. I think you can only use it on that boss. Because the other 2 phases, you couldn't use that on. And I figured that out.
Yeah, but the other 2 phases weren't that hard. Let's be honest. Like, they were easy.
Because the second one was pretty cool. Or the second one was pretty cool because the Origami King was like, you know what, I'm going all out. Because it seemed like you beat him within the first round, but then he comes back. And then, Olivia got the bright idea. And this is where that one toad actually managed to do something cool. Oh, wait, no. I'm getting ahead of myself. Ignore that one part.
Mhm.
But she said, you know what? We're gonna fight Origami Power with Origami Power. So you turn Bowser into this big old massive thing, and I was like, oh shoot, it's going down now.
Like it's a sumo match. Yeah.
And you just have to go behind him and just bang on the thing. I was really getting into it. I ain't gonna lie, because
Yes,
with the
same.
gyro controls, you run around and you hit the block, or not the block, you hit the magic circle and it activates it. I was over there shaking my controller so hard, my arms actually kind of got like a little bit sore, like as if like I did an intense workout. I had to hit the home menu button. I had to start stretching my arms. I was getting too much into it. I was like, dang.
Yeah. No, I just use normal control, so I press A every time.
And then
But
they,
I did
oh,
enjoy the Bowser phase. I did really enjoy the Bowser phase.
but the thing that got me was that one little twist where they show what was it?
The thump.
Yeah, the thump, and he was like, "Hey, you got to do as much damage as possible." And I messed up the first 2 times, and he landed on me and
Really?
killed me because I was trying to do it. Like, I guess I was hesitating a little bit from the actual word go. So I started like a half second or a second later before I could start to pound, and I noticed I was like, "Oh shoot, this thing is gonna land on me and kill me before I'm able to do what I need to do in order to help win
Yeah.
in one time." So I died like the first 2 times, and I was like, "Dang!" But then I figured out I was like, "Okay, I was getting my timing off to start it." Which it was probably easier for you because you were doing button controls, but gyro, you have to time it out just right in order for it to kind of pick up your motion and start at the very beginning. Because essentially, you just
Yeah.
have to hit it so many times, all in one go, before that sucker lands on your head. Like, you don't need to be dodging it, because if you dodge it, you reset and you do it all over again. So that's what I
Yeah.
figured out.
Yeah. So to sum it up, for me, I think this was one of the best phase of
Wait,
Mario Bros.
we didn't talk about the final phase. Because that final phase, even though it was easy for you, for me,
The
that thing
puzzle.
was
The puzzle.
that puzzle was a
It was
pain in my
easy.
butt. What the heck?
Really?
No, because
That was
I was going
easy.
through there, I was flipping the things, and then he will pause every now and then, and he will hit these certain attacks on you. I
Yeah,
guess
I
I
thought
was
it was
rushing. I
cool.
guess I was rushing a little bit. Because I guess I must have been pressing the A button a little bit, but I was slowly tacking up damage all the time. 30 damage here, 30 damage there, 30 damage here, 30 damage there. And before I know it, I would run out of time, and the smoke actually rose up and killed me once. I was like,
Oh
what the freak?
wow.
And then another
Wow.
time, the Origami King actually beat me, and I lost all my health. And I was like, wait, my life room should activate. And I was like, oh, so no, you can't. And then I figured out, oh, I need to invert some of these. And then I figured out, I was like,
Yeah.
wait a minute. What he actually had the puzzle like the very first time before he jumbled it up was the exact way it was supposed to be. Because there was one time I got all the pieces where they needed, but the puzzle was like literally upside down. So all of them had to be rotated, you know, like a 180 degrees and flipped to the right orientation. That threw me off a little bit as well, though. And then there's one moment where he's like, oh, you know what? You got the puzzle thing in the right area. So he was like, okay, you know what? I ain't gonna let this be. And and he tries to attack you. He attacked me 2 or 3 times, 4 or 5 times in a row, enough where it stalled me out, where the purple smoke rose up again and it killed me again. And I was like, what the heck am I supposed to do? And I'm like, I wasn't dodging his moves correctly. And it took those several times where I was like, oh, if I wait till like the right moment to press the A button, then I perfectly dodge it. And I figured out, okay, once I had the puzzle right and I dodged his attacks right the first time, then you use the special magic circle that you got from the one toad that the one toad gave to Olivia, and then you were able to beat him once and
Yeah.
for all. And I was like, that final boss actually gave me a little run for my money. I ain't gonna lie.
I thought the last phase was. I think the hardest phase was for sure the first phase, in my opinion.
I mean, all phases. The first one I messed up once. The second phase I think I messed up 3 or 4 times. The last phase I think I messed up like 6 or 7 times. Like I messed up more as I went further along in the fight. It just got
Yeah,
a little bit more intense on me though. But ooh, goodness, that was something though. But I did like that epic conclusion though.
for sure, I agree. So then, King Ollie pretty much dies. You kill King Ollie.
Man, that dude
Who would
needed to
have
go.
thought?
That dude needed to go. He literally started this whole thing because literally that toad scribbled on him. I was like, what the freak? I was like, you telling me you started all of this crap because the fact of the matter that that dude just legitimately just scribbled on the man. I was like, you got like that's the reason why this whole thing started. I was sitting over there scratching my head. I'm like, all right, I'm putting that behind me because if I think about that too much, I'm gonna let that negatively impact me in terms of the story aspect for the game. But other than that, I was like, okay, it was sort of kind of cool though. But what were you about to say next?
So yeah, I mean, I find it pretty funny how King Ollie hates the toads just because the origami craftsman wrote on his belly, "You'll be a great king. Good luck." So I find it pretty funny. So he just can't even read. But I find it sad that he's gone now. And I was like when he said like you can just make me an origami and make your last wish to Olivia, which I found it really cute. I was hoping for Olivia to not die. I was hoping Olivia just say accept me. I knew what she was gonna say. Just say accept me. Then she said like may all the origami folded by my brother be undone. And I was like, it includes you, doesn't it? Ah, fuck, dude, it's still with me.
Now that part right there, that I will admit that was a little bit messed up. You know, King, the Origami King dying, I was like, good riddance. I never liked that dude. He wasn't even that
Yeah,
good of a villain. I was like, even
yeah,
hasta luego for him though. But when Olivia did that stunt, I was like what you were saying. I was like, you all you have to do is just word it and say all the origami except for her. But she went and did
yeah.
the whole 9 yards, and I was like, well,
Or let
dang.
Mario make the wish. Let Mario make the wish, man. Why?
No,
Fuck, dude.
but that's the thing though is
Yeah, it.
he could only make the wish if he folded that last crane though, but he don't know anything origami.
Yeah. So then Olivia dies, which is so. It's. I was so sad. I teared. I got a tear
You got
when I saw her
emotional,
thing. I got so emotional, dude. Yeah. I'm not crying. You're crying.
bruh.
But yeah, I got emotional. And when Peach came back and everything was happy and so, and it was at night they had the Origami Festival, which was really beautiful. We saw the miniature of King Ollie's kingdom, and then you saw the throne of Olivia and King Ollie. Mario stared at Olivia's throne, which made me more sad. And then Peach saying like the typical, she's with us in spirit. I was like, dude, Peach, shut up. She's not. So I really want to see Olivia coming back. So I just watched the secret ending on YouTube, and it's just a small form of Olivia and King Ollie, but they're not alive because the Origami Craftsman promised to not use the life fold origami thing, the technique. So, which sucks. So we can't see Olivia and King Ollie again. But it's
No,
nice to
it's
have
good
her.
riddance. It's good riddance for King Ollie though, but yeah, it sucks for
Yeah, but
Olivia.
yeah. So which is nice. Olivia's with Mario in spirit. Same like Bobby, because if you go to Shogun Studios and you make a picture, you see Olivia and Mario Olivia wearing a yukata and Mario wearing a Hakama Mario. Yeah, and then you see Bobby as a ghost next to Olivia and Mario. Did you know that?
Oh dang, I didn't even know that. Wait, you saying after you
Yeah,
beat the game you go back and visit that?
yeah, yeah. After you beat the game, you go back to Shogun Studios, and if you make a picture, you see Bobby as a ghost next to Olivia and Mario. So
Huh.
Bobby is with spirit, like Olivia, pretty. So
Interesting.
yeah, it's sad. So Olivia is going the same route as Yui, both dying at the end. But she did have a big impact, and I really do like her. She's one of the big reasons why I really do like Paper Mario Origami King. I really love the story. I love the levels. The only thing I can say is the story had to be like, I wish they made the story a bit bigger
Hmm.
and have more areas, if you know what I mean. Because we only had 5 areas in the game compared to 64, Thousand Year Door, Super Paper Mario, Sticker Star, and even Color Splash. There were like 7 areas. Well, at least 6 areas, which does not include the final area. So I really was hoping for more levels, but from what we've gotten, they were all amazing. So I think that the green streamer and the purple streamer are pretty lackluster in my opinion, because they were short. Green streamer was the shortest one. Uh, and I think where the game really shines is when you arrive at the blue streamer and when it ends with the yellow streamer.
Hmm.
That's where the game really shines, because you get a lot of character and a lot of like funny moments. The gameplay is amazing. The music is amazing. So if I gotta rank all Paper Mario's, I think that it's still not better than the Thousand Year Door, in my opinion. I think Thousand Year Door is still the best Paper Mario game, but I think the Paper Mario Origami is for sure my second favorite Paper Mario game. For sure. I love
Interesting.
everything about it, and I hope that they will reference, I hope that they will, like, give Olivia a tease or something in a future game, like they did with the cars in Super Paper Mario regarding the old partners in Thousand Door, or uh, the name of Christie, the partner of Sticker Star, was referenced in Origami King. So I hope that we'll get something with Olivia, like maybe a little Olivia in Mario's house in the next game. Who knows? That would be nice. Like she's with Mario as the spirit.
Yeah, because that would be pretty cool. Just kind of, just sort of
Yeah.
kind of remember it though. At least for me, because I'm not like you who played every single Paper Mario game, and you're more so like a Paper Mario fan. Because for me, I only played Super Paper Mario, so that's all I have to go off of. And based upon that and what I played in here, I still put Super Paper Mario first because gosh darn that story hits so hard though. But I really do like everything they show within Paper Mario the Origami King as well. Definitely like what you said, it picked up from the blue streamer into the yellow streamer. That's when things really got started clicking in and stuff. So it was nice to kind of, for me, kind of going from like what was sort of kind of like just a flat 2D with Super Paper Mario to like more openness, kind of moving forward and back within the world and kind of seeing this stuff. And gosh,
Mm,
the whole entire aesthetic of how this game was and its presentation, it was a really nice looking game. And it's still hard to believe that they dropped this game out, or they announced this game 2 months in advance from when they actually planned on releasing it, and literally on the same day they announced it, you could go ahead and pre-download this thing, which means they were sitting on this game for quite some time. So
yeah,
I was like, this is the quickest announcement to release I think we ever had with a Nintendo IP in general.
for sure, for sure. Yeah, and well, we did not talk about the battle system.
Oh yeah, that's like one of the last little things for me
Yeah,
personally. I found it all right. I found it cool. There were some moments
I
where
found.
I was beating my head up against the thing because I was like, I cannot figure this out, and this is getting on my nerves.
Yeah,
But
same,
outside
same.
of that, it did provide for some unique stuff in terms of the boss battles, which I think that's where it shined the most for me was the boss battles. Because after a
Mm,
period of time, the general overworld, enemies they sort of kind of got old, or you were able to figure out some of their patterns fairly good, except for in the
yeah,
very late parts in the late game. They do throw us a little more twist on there where it's like, oh shoot, I'm not clearing all this stuff out on the first go.
yeah. So I like the battle system. I don't like puzzles in general, but I did like the puzzle system in Origami King. I find the battles pretty fun because every time I see an enemy, I usually fight the enemy. I don't skip them, which in Paper Mario Thousand Door and the original 64, I skip some enemies, but I still prefer the original style of battle over the origami style. So there were some parts in the game where the battle system was kind of hideous, especially when the boost came in, because they get invisible and you don't remember where they were in the first place. So it makes it pretty hard, which is challenging, which is nice for the people that really like puzzles. But I did not enjoy that, and in general, I do like the battle system. 'Cause I wasn't positive about it when they first revealed it, but after playing it, I did enjoy it. But same for the bosses. I really did enjoy the bosses, besides the first boss, because I haven't. Well, it was my first time playing this type of gameplay in Paper Mario, so it's different. So it grew on me pretty much. But the mental bosses were really cool too, and the overall bosses were awesome. So I love how you have to find those different toads to help you out during battles. So that's nice. Give you hints and to cheer. So yeah, I mean there is a reason to battle, to get coins, to get confetti, to upgrade Mario. Because you don't get enough coins and confetti during the overworld. So there's a reason to battle, but there's no reason to battle every single enemy, if you get what I mean. It's not like Thousand Year Door, it's not like 64, it's not like Super Paper Mario, but it's a step to the right direction. So I think they've done a really good job with Origami King. So they can give themselves a pat on the back, but it's still not. It won't pleases all the fans. It won't.
It ain't gonna please them 1,000 Year Door truists. We all know how those people are.
You know what would be nice? It would be nice to have the original style battle system in Origami King, and then the boss fight being the puzzles. That would be cool.
That would be a
twist. You please both fans, but yeah, we still miss those original partners, the original characters, or those deep story, or where you can play as Bowser and Peach every chapter. But I think that this game was pretty close to that. We did not get original characters, but we did get original personalities. We got the open world part of Paper Mario back, which were missing in Super Paper Mario, Sticker Star and Color Splash. The characters were lovely. Environment were great. Music was awesome as always. They nailed it with this game. So for newcomers to Paper Mario, this is definitely recommended. And I think I've seen some old fans really enjoying this game, which makes me happy, because I do enjoy this game, and I wish this game the best of luck. I hope that this game sells, because if it does sell, it means that we want more. But we still have to submit feedback to get those old type of battles back and the EXP system and stuff. So overall, this is definitely a step to the right direction, and I think that we will get a better game in the future.
Yeah, because honestly, I really did like this game from beginning to end, and I definitely say it's a combination of the writing and the combination of the music real good, and as well as that unique battle system. It's like, if you just have a couple of these strong pillars by themselves, I wouldn't probably found the game to be, a fun blast or whatever though. But it's all of these different things that are adding up to where when you look at the grand scheme of the picture, this Paper Mario game was pretty good. And for what all we basically gotten for 2020, because all we got was Tokyo Mirage Sessions in January, Animal Crossing New Horizons in March, Xenoblade Chronicles Definitive Edition, which is basically like a port, but it's the Definitive Edition, and then Clubhouse Games. That's all we had so far for Nintendo for this year. And outside of Xenoblade Chronicles, there wasn't really anything that was sort of kind of hitting to my level of interest until Paper Mario came along, and it definitely, scratched that itch, especially considering that, with the thing that happened with Alpha Dream Team, with them, being out of business. So we're going to have to kind of see what happens with Mario and Luigi. It's been a long time since I played the Mario and Luigi series game. So this Paper Mario kind of, helped scratch that itch for me, though. So it was nice to kind of return back and see, how Paper Mario's been doing throughout all these years, though. So at least now I can say that, he's doing better off at least from the reports I heard from people that really didn't like Sticker Star. And some people that didn't like Color Splash, although some people actually did. So I don't know. That was sort of kind of mixed, though. But honestly, a really good presentation. And Silver, if you had to sit down at the end of the day and say on a scale of 1 to 10, what would you rank this game at?
Well, I think it's one of the best Switch games. I really do. I'd give it a 9.
You give it a 9?
I'd give it a 9. Yeah.
I think I personally would probably give it an 8. It's a solid 8. It's a really good game. But I was like, well,
It's
9,
a good game.
9 would. I'll put 9 or no, shoot, I'll probably put 10 down purely for the music though. But the game overall as a whole.
10. I think the music is a 12. No, wait, it's 10. It's 12.
No.
Awesome.
It's a straight 100 for the middle boss theme and that whole punch theme. Those things get hundreds any day of the
I think
week.
it will
I'll
get
wake up listening to them songs and start bopping. Like that's how it is.
I listen to the soundtrack every day. I'm not joking. I really do. But like, I'd give it a 10 if it got the original battle system back. That's all I'm asking for. Just I want those original characters, of course. But I think the most important thing is the original battle system, because we can farm EXP, coins, and everything, and people really do enjoy it. So yeah, that's all. But overall, the game is definitely a 9 for me, because I do still enjoy this battle system.
All right.
I still enjoy the characters that got introduced in this series.
Yeah, some pretty good words right there, though. So I think that's pretty much all my thoughts on Paper Mario: The Origami King. Do you have any last words for Origami King, or you basically explained it all?
Yeah, just give the game a chance, even if you don't like the current Paper Mario. Paper Mario Origami King proves that the modern Paper Mario games can be good.
Alrighty. So, basically to add on to that, yes, this Paper Mario game, you better try it because we ain't got nothing else for 2020, man. So you might as well go ahead and try this game and give it a go. Kick them 1,000-year door truists to the side, and ignore whatever they saying though, because this game it oozes some charm and it's very unique. And if you're just willing to give it a try, it is pretty good though. But that's pretty much all I gotta say on this, big old two-parter Paper Mario: The Origami King discussion with my boy Silver though. But once again, I wanted to say thanks for sitting down with me and being able to talk and discuss this. Quite a bit of stuff that I didn't even think about, or some things that you'd be going through and playing the game, and there's like a lot of different outcomes though. But where can they find you at, Silver?
Twitter. That's all.
Bruh, you could have made that a little more interesting. You could have followed me on my Twitter. You can follow me on my but okay. But literally, it's just
Twitter,
his Twitter.
It's just my Twitter, yeah.
It's just his Twitter, and I'll leave that down in the description box down below, so you can go ahead and check that out, y'all. But that's pretty much going to do it for us here today on Paper Mario and the Origami King, though. So you really like this review, or I guess it's sort of kind of like a review discussion, though. But if you really like this video, go ahead and hit that like button, go ahead and hit the subscribe button, and that bell to stay up to date on all things gaming-related topics that I feel like talking about and discussing, y'all. So remember, y'all, until whatever video I make next, see y'all.
Stay safe.